Maria Bartiromo. Tuesday, July 8. It is 8 a.m. On the East Coast, the New York City mayoral race heating up. Eric Adams now running as independent after skipping June primary if Democrat Socialist Zohran Mamdani clinching also nomination battling Andrew Cuomo remains in race as independent. Benjamin Netanyahu brushing off concerns about Mamdani pledged to arrest him if he visitors the Big Apple. Greater than Mamdani as mayor, critics of, he would arrest you had, if he was mayor, greater than no, I am not concerned about that, greater than laughter, greater than look. There is enough craziness in the world but I guess never ends. This is, folly it is it is silly many ways because just not so. Greater than going to be very, we don't know WHO mayor is going to be yet but this is a communist he is not a socialist he is a communist said bad things about Jewish people I think going through a little bit of a honeymoon won't make it but it comes through White House needs money through White House he will behave. Cheryl. Eric Adams, Mr. Mayor good morning your reaction to what you heard at the White House last night New York City mayoral race with minutes of Israel. Greater than welcome in city of as any other international leader we've United Nations here when you send a message like that as primary with Iran, you are sending a message international community important city of we need focusing how do we govern the city of what we want to do. Cheryl. What you've been doing as mayor you have traveled to Israel maintained strong ties with Jewish committee were you surprised for those WHO voted for Mamdani no, won't go against that he has said repeatedly. Greater than never really answered the question not only did I travel to Israel, with Dominican Republic, I have been South Central America went to Darien Gap to look at issues around migration, the role of the mayor that is an international city of. And you must be able to maintain relationships with international community. Not only the, what his unwillingness to do global, but unwillingness to apologize for mocking the Hanukkah, the unwillingness, I told New York City all the time. 15 months things that I could have done BRT I apologize for the city of never broke laws but you should be willing to say hey I could have done something better there is nothing wrong with that I think what is important is to maintain the direction of the city of. Our economy has been strong as it has ever been, decreasing crime watch in the city of, not defunding police not opening right to violence. When you watch we have greatest 12 months HST of the city of these are make sure city of is safe the economy there is, and issues. Cheryl. Maria, SAT down with President Trump, asked him about Zohran Mamdani, that he socialist what President Trump said watch this. Greater than do you have that? What did you make of the New York Democrat primary Mamdani? Greater than he is a communist I think really bad for New York. I know that he is going to get in it is inconceivable if he gets in I am going to be president he has to do the right thing. Greater than he said he is going to fight ICE not going to allow ICE to, greater than he will be really unsuccessful. Greater than he said if Benjamin Netanyahu comes to New York will have him he have arrested the federal government is coming down very tough on them financingly. Greater than President Trump praised the work that you have done in New York City, your response to that. Greater than what is important, is working with the chief executive of this country the president is former President Biden brought him to law enforcement. We have the goal not warring but working with the president when there are times we disagree we do it in a very cordial understanding man lifted a multibillionaire project we needed in Sunset Park that is a relationship you have with the President of the United States, respect to office, you know, this is not a personality issue it is about how, respect office to deliver deport city of we need the federal government. Greater than talk about your relationship with President Biden I remember when the buses started to come into New York City bus after bus ended up with over 60,000 migrants in the care of New York City the taxpayers paying for it, anger at that time. I remember getting the sense you were angry because asking Biden administration for help you said we can't afford this, we need your help. Did you feel heard by the Biden administration at that time? Because it seemed that you got a bit of a cold shoulder. Greater than without a doubt, 230,000 migrants in asylum seekers one time 4,000 a week after 10 trips to Washington people say you criticized the White House creativity after 10 trips at that time $6 billion. There was a great deal of frustration, Unwillingness to understand the your urgency at the border now secure less than 100 a week into our city of area. There was great deal of frustration, not willing to listen and diagnosis the problem, not only in New York, Chicago, Los Angeles, Houston, Denver. We were crippling cities in the process. Greater than Congressman Maya McGuinness has gone said that it makes ex-Hones Democrats, Independents, Republicans, Conservatives that the stick theying would be you destructive to New York. You have New York community developers in the city of that are coming out publicly supporting you and backing you, because they are afraid of what a Mayor Mamdani could do to Manhattan just begun to recovery under scourges of pandemic under de Blasio. Greater than when I came into office we saw entire outset industry decimated hotel, industry bordered retail shops. Now you see liveness of the city of Bakaloo. Our economy is strongest it has ever been. OUR, Broadway industry, with a number of shows, the greatest 12 months in the recorded history of the decrease in crime. We don't need to move in the wrong direction. We talk about developers, not only the large developers, thousands of units, talking about small property owners, 14-unit builders. Everything is into the economy. We are supporting small report owners, RL encouraging more building in the city of, because we had you housing crises, dwelled more housing in the process. This city of must be a city of you. Welcome the person WHO drives in city of, sits in back of the limousine. When you say you don't want billionaires in the city of, you don't understand economics of the city of an ecosystem. When it comes down to economics, billionaires tut teachers in our classrooms, police officers on streets help us pay. We need that combination. Everyone should be treated with diagnostic they deserve. Greater than Governor Kathy Hochul asked about Mamdani said I don't want more money out of New York City. There are some obviously. Andrew Cuomo, you said that he called you, asked you to drop out your response again. Greater than I used that, probably. Bottom line is, I am a sitting mayor, and he set up this scenario, knew what he was doing, knew Mamdani was going to be on ballot. No matter what, he knew I was going to be on ballot. Why would he put himself on the ballot after election? Sheriff won primary. You don't spend $25 million, 32. Poll lead say you are not going to campaign. That was wrong to do. He had his opportunity. Give me an opportunity. I am going to win this race, and I'm going to continue as city of moves forward. I love New York. Many of us do. New York I love city of as well. There are some that have said that maybe President Trump should offer thank you jobs so you would step out of the race in New York. Clear way for someone not Zohran Mamdani. Would you ever consider something like that? Greater than I have a job, the greatest job on globe, mayor the city of New York. When you think about it, I am only one that is running, that has one being mayor, no one else has. Andrew, in primary lost by 12 points, polls are showing that he was up. In reality underestimated the unregistered voter. We are going to registration. A mill new voters allow 91% New Yorkers to voice what they want our city of to look like. Only 9% voted in primary. 91% have yet to communicate. So the question becomes, do we want to defund our police or support our police? Do we want to allow dangerous criminals in the community to impact them or make sure they serve time for crime? Do we want to support small supermarkets or government supermarkets dismantle the industry differences between candidates running an incumbent mayor? I can going to show New York City. Greater than crime in New York City. Murderers down 23% year-to-date by the end of June. Where we have to talk about this, major offenses dropped nearly 6% time frame, but moving forward 1,000 messaging for you between now and November is why you were better candidate than Zohran Mamdani or Andrew Cuomo. Greater than communication, direct the consumer communication. We saw that is what he was successful at doing. We are going to do that, but what has really been missed here is that people talk about the excitement or non-will percentage that voted, missing excitement that is being shown. Those are two saying we not to move in wrong direction. There is unbelievable energy out there never witnessed in politics. Almost alarm clock went off primary day. People said we must be involved in this pursuit of what happened in November, never witnessed there before. I said before, one of the most exciting campaign seasons in the history of the season. Cheryl, I want to study about you're out in communities. I want to talk about the African American community that support you. Hakeem Jeffries has been asked repeatedly would important Zohran Mamdani. You are running as independent. It sidestepped the issue of Zohran Mamdani going to meet with them but not shunning policies. Have you had a call with him to say this is not right path for not just Democrats, but for city of in general? Greater than yes, there is a great deal of meetings being conversations that are taking place, and part of the overall strategy is to register new voters, get voters. WHO didn't go to the poll. I think not one of those backroom conversations. It is going to be a front and center. This is one thing I do extremely well. I know how to win campaigns. I won through a tough primary 2021 race. Excited about getting the message to voters. Many voters heard the terminology, did not understand how would it impact them specifically. That is what I must articulate. It sounds good, can't deliver. As Assemblyman had opportunity to do so, he did not. It sounds good to state you are going to freeze rent without revising the impact. You can't keep up maintenance of buildings like we saw in 307 feet S. The affordability issue is real. I know what it is to struggle, what poverty is. Grew up in luxury, doesn't know real story of a New Yorker, how difficult it is, and I think nothing is more harmful than promising things to people you know you can't deliver. That is wrong to do. I am going to let New York City know that. Greater than I want to circle back to immigration story did decimate not just budget of New York City but many neighborhoods. New Yorkers didn't feel safe. Venezuelans on mopeds, snatching off little ladies. It was a very difficult time. President Trump did close the border. Do you give him credit for part of the reason New York seems in a better place now? Greater than it broke my heart watching not only migrants into the city of not allowed to work, not allowed to take care of themselves. That is inhumane. Broke my heart when we had to go to communities, such as Bittenfield, and broke my heart to see communities go through this. We closed over 60 shelters. Roosevelt Hotel even had at the heart. This administration did, closing the border, securing the border, putting this under control. If we did not do that, we would have saw a greater devastation in many of the cities including New York. So hats off to this administration for securing the border. That was the most important thing we can do to top the flow, and this administration was animal to accomplish that. Cheryl. Well-being. New York is in a better place in many ways. Sir Mayor Eric Adams come backing.